Okay, welcome to UP Math and welcome to my first topic in trigonometry, the reference angle. Now, ano ba ang reference angle at saan ito ginagamit, no? So, the reference angle can be used to determine the trigonometric function value of an angle without using a calculator. No, ano ibig sabihin nun? So, if for instance, I want to get the sine of 150 or cosine of 150, pwede ko siyang makuha nang hindi ako gagamit ng calculator, no? But before we go into that, kilalanin muna natin kung ano ba ang reference angle at kung paano siya kinukuha. So let's start with the definition. Reference angle is the positive acute angle made by the terminal side of an angle with the x-axis. So take note of the keywords, no? We have the positive acute angle, terminal side, and x-axis. So, importante yung tatlong yan, no? Kasi diyan natin kukuhanin si reference angle. Now, what do you mean by terminal side? Remember that the angle has two rays, hindi ba? We have two rays, the initial side and the terminal side. Now, the initial side is where the rotation begins, no? And the terminal side is where the rotation ends. Unlike in geometry na stationary yung angle natin, dito sa trigonometry, nagro-rotate yan, umiikot yan, okay? Kaya meron siyang initial side and terminal side. Now, let me illustrate the reference angle by quadrant, no? So, supposing your angle is in quadrant 1, no? So, supposing ito, yung theta natin, where is the reference angle? O, di ba sabi niya, positive acute angle daw yon na nabuo ng terminal side with the x-axis. O nasaan bang terminal side natin? Ito. Asan ang x-axis? Ito. So where is the reference angle? The reference angle is of course the angle itself, di ba? O yan lang yung acute angle na nabuo ni terminal sa x-axis eh. So yun pa rin yun. Okay? Now, what if the angle is in quadrant 2, no? So, nandito yung terminal side natin. Nasaan ang reference angle natin? O, di ba? Terminal side with the x-axis. Acute angle na nabuo ni terminal with the x-axis. So, nasaan yun? Eto, no? Ayan ang kanyang reference angle. Okay? O, now, what if in quadrant 3 naman, no? Nasa quadrant 3 yung ating angle. O, nasaan ang reference? Again, terminal side, x-axis, and acute. So, nasaan yun? Ito po. Ayan, ang reference angle natin. Okay? Now, and lastly, pagka nasa quadrant 4, di ba? Again, terminal side, x-axis, acute angle. So, ito yun. Di ba? Okay? O, now, paano ngayon kukunin yung measurement ng angle na to, no? So, pagka sa first quadrant, madali lang yan. Kung ano yung angle, di ba, equal siya doon sa angle natin. Now, what if kung nasa quadrant 2 ka, paano ba kukunin ang measurement nito? O, di ba, para makuha yan, tatanggalin lang natin to. Di ba? Now, this is 180 degrees, di ba? Yan, straight angle. So, that is 180 minus theta, no? Para makuha itong measurement nito. Di ba? Okay? Now, paano kung nasa quadrant 3 ka naman, no? Paano mo kukunin yung measurement nito? O di ba, kailangan tanggalin naman natin to. Itong 180 na to, di ba? Para makuha natin itong angle na to. So that is the angle minus 180, di ba? So that's theta minus 180 pagka nasa third quadrant tayo, okay? Now, kapag nasa quadrant 4 naman, di ba? So paano natin kukuhanin to? Di ba? So, kailangan tanggalin naman natin to. Di ba? Now, one complete rotation is 360. Di ba? So, from 360, tatanggalin ko yung theta, meaning that would be 360 minus theta. Okay? So, ganun lang, no? Ang pagkuha ng measurement ng reference angle. So, let me illustrate that, no, by giving the actual angle, no, or theta. Okay? Okay, let's have our first example. Give the reference angle of the following. You are given 150 degrees. Now, to get the reference angle, we need to construct the angle, no? And 150 degrees is somewhere in the second quadrant, okay? So that's how you construct 150 degrees. Now, nasaan ang reference angle? Di ba sabi natin, the reference angle is the positive acute angle made by the terminal side with the x-axis. So, nasaan yon? Ito po yon, no? Okay? So, how do you get the measure of this angle? So, we simply subtract 150 from 180, right? So, 180 degrees minus 150 degrees is equal to 30 degrees. So 30 degrees is the reference angle of 150. Now let's go to letter B, 220 degrees. So let us construct 220, and 220 is somewhere in the third quadrant, diba? So that is 220, that is 180 plus 40, no? Now, again, where is the reference angle? Sabi natin, that is the positive acute angle made by the terminal with the x-axis. So, nasaan po? Ayan po, ang reference angle. Ayan, okay? Now, to get the measure of that angle, we subtract, diba, 180 from 220. Diba? Tatanggalin natin yung 180. So, we have 220 degrees minus 180 degrees is equal to 40 degrees. So 40 degrees is the reference angle of 220 degrees. Okay? Okay, let's now go to letter C, 300 degrees. So let us construct 300 degrees. 300 degrees is somewhere in the fourth quadrant, di ba? So this is 300 degrees. So again, to locate the reference angle, di ba sabi natin, that is the positive acute angle made by the terminal with the x. So nasaan po yon? Ayan po siya, no? And to get the measure of that angle, we subtract 300 from 360. And 360 minus 300 is 60 degrees. And 60 degrees is the reference angle of 300. No? Remember, one complete rotation is 360, kaya 60 talaga ang matitira sa kanya. Now, let's go to letter D, 520 degrees. Now, 520 degrees is more than one rotation already, no? So, to locate the angle, we need to subtract 360 from 520, no? And the difference is 160 degrees. So, to draw or to construct the angle, okay, the terminal side would be somewhere here, no? So, that is one complete rotation plus 160. So, that's how you construct 520 degrees, no? And again, to locate the reference angle, that is the positive acute angle made by the terminal with the x-axis. So, nasaan? Ayan po. And to get the measure of that angle, subtract lang natin from 180 yung 160. Diba? Yung sumobrang 160. So, 180 minus 160 degrees is equal to 20 degrees. Okay? So, 20 degrees is the reference angle of 520 degrees. Okay, now what if the angle is negative, no? So, pag negative ang angle, ang rotation po natin ay clockwise. So we start from the x-axis pababa, no? Kasi clockwise po tayo. And 100 is 90 plus 10. So, negative 100 is constructed like this, no? Now, again, the reference angle is made by the terminal with the x, no? Positive acute angle. So, ito po yun. Now, to get the measure of that angle, subtract lang po natin yung 100 from 180, diba? So, 180 minus 100 is equal to 80 degrees. So, 80 degrees is the reference angle of negative 100. Take note po ang reference angle ay lagi pong positive. Wala pong negative na reference angle. Okay, negative 220. Negative 220 is somewhere in the second quadrant, no? Starting from x, pababa po, kasi clockwise tayo. That is 180 plus 40, no? So that is negative 220 degrees. Now, again, the reference angle is the positive angle made by the terminal with the x. So, ito po yun. Okay, positive acute angle. So, to get the measure of that angle, subtract lang po natin ang 180 from 220, di ba? So, 220 minus 180 degrees is equal to 40 degrees. So, 40 degrees is the reference angle of negative 220. Again, ulitin ko po, positive parate. Positive acute angle ang reference angle. So, that's it, no? For letter M. Okay, dumako naman po tayo kapag radians. Paano ba gagawin kapag radians ang angle? So, paano natin to ilocate? So, first, kung nahirapan kayong ilocate, just convert radians to degrees, no? How? By multiplying it by 180 over pi. So, makakancel ang pi, and then cancel 180 and 6. So, we have 30, no? And 7 times 30 is 210 degrees. O, saka natin siya i-construct, no? Naka-degrees na siya. Now, 210 degrees is somewhere in the third quadrant, diba? That is 180 plus 30 degrees. Diba? Now, since naka-radians po tayo, sa radians po natin isusulat yung ating angle, which is 7 pi over 6, no? So, nasaan ang reference angle? This is the terminal. This is the x-axis. So, ito po ang reference angle. Basta i-locate nyo lang yung terminal side at saka yung x. Ganun lang po kadali ang pag-locate ng reference angle. So, to measure that angle, we simply subtract 180 from 210. Diba? So, 210 minus 180 is 30 degrees. Now, since the given degree is in radians, let us convert 30 degrees to radians, no? Para consistent po tayo doon sa given, okay? And to convert 30 degrees, we multiply it by pi over 180 naman, no? Baliktad naman. So, we cancel 30 and 180, we get 6. So, 30 degrees is pi over 6 in radians. So, the reference angle of 7 pi over 6 is pi over 6. Okay, let's go to letter H. We have negative 25 pi over 18. Again, let us convert this to degrees muna, no? Multiply this by 180 over pi. So, makakancel po ang pi. And then, cancel 180 and 18. This is 1 and this is 10, no? And negative 25 times 10 is negative 250 degrees. So, to locate negative 250, negative 250 is somewhere in the second quadrant, no? Because the rotation is clockwise. So, starting from x, pababa po tayo. This is negative 25 pi over 18 in radians. Okay? So again, where is the reference angle? That is the positive acute angle made by the terminal with the x-axis. So nasaan? Ito po yun. Ganun lang kadali, no? Locate lang ang terminal at saka x, yun na po yun. So to get the measure of that angle, we subtract 180 from 250, diba? So 250 minus 180 is equal to 70 degrees. So again, let us convert 70 degrees to radians para consistent po tayo sa tanong. So multiply this by pi over 180. Cancel natin yung 0. Anong matitira? 7 pi over 18. So 7 pi over 18 is the reference angle of negative 25 pi over 18. Again, positive parate ang ating reference angle kahit negative pa yung angle na yan. Okay? So that's it, no? Ganun lang po kadali. Okay, so I hope marunong na kayong kumuha ng reference angle, no? So our next video would be on how to use the reference angle in evaluating trigonometric functions, no? So watch out for that. So for the meantime, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.